the first comment that was made against me in relation to Ayn. And again, what I want to point out here is the differences, the contrast between what Ayn said and what I'm going to be saying, or what rational science says. Okay, and when Rand and objectivists say that concepts exist, which she does, by the way, people sometimes read the same thing and they get different opinions. Some people say, no, she never said that concepts exist. Other people say, oh, yeah, she did say that concepts exist. So we got to clarify that, because if we have all these followers, fanatics of Ayn Rand, and one guy says, well, she said concepts exist, and the other guy says, no, she never said that. We got to clarify that first. Otherwise, I'm going to be chasing around in circles, okay? So yeah, she did say, I'm going to stand by the statement that she did say that concepts exist. What is meant is that not that they are physical. What is meant is that they are something. I like that, because physical and something are synonyms. Whether they be physical or some kind of abstraction. Oh my God. So we got to clarify this. We really got to stop there, because abstraction is the synonym of concept. But that's not what it means in ordinary speech. People talk about abstract objects. What are they talking about? They're talking about maybe planes or cubes, and they say it's an abstract object. And people then say, oh, that's a concept. That's what's going through their mind. That's their conclusion. And that's not right, not under rational science. In rational science, anything that has shape, okay, or any word that refers to that which has shape is an object, period. We're done. That's how simple it is. And obviously, some objects can be touched, some cannot, some can be seen, some can't be seen. You can't see the air, it's an object. Okay? Ayn's going to have a problem with that. She's going to say that water and air are not objects. Because I love that. Because then she talks about interfacing with them, the touching air and touching water, and saying that entities which you can touch, essentially, that's her idea of it. Sensations, consciousness, observer. Okay, what you can detect. And then you can detect air, but that's not an object. That's not an entity according to her. And you can detect water, you can touch it, but that's not an entity according to Ayn Rand. Well, I'm going to get into that. But these are the kind of errors, the kind of inconsistencies in Ayn's logic. Okay, let's see here. I got this. This is my counterpart to that. Okay, and here it is. Objects that which has shape. And the synonyms are, the first two there, something and physical, which are the two words that this visitor put up there, physical and something, okay? Something and physical mean exactly the same thing as body, as anything, thing, entity, medium, stuff, substance. You may not like it, it hurts your ears, because again, what you're talking about what comes from ordinary speech. In physics, it's black or white, yes or no, on or off. Either the word refers to that which has shape, or it doesn't. In this case, the word physical refers to that which has shape, and the word something refers to that which has shape. Something does not refer to everything or anything in the universe. No, it doesn't. Something refers to that which has shape. And then we have the word abstraction. Abstract is the opposite of physical in rational science, okay, in rational physics. And if physical refers to that which is an object, okay, physical is a synonym of object, abstract is a synonym of concept. What is a concept? A concept is a word that invokes or embodies two objects, or two words treated as objects, okay? So there is a difference between physical and abstract, okay? And there is no difference between physical and something. So that whole statement clashes against what we have in rational science, okay? Again, in this context here, they're introducing words of ordinary speech. But the big problem here is the next line there. There is nothing wrong with using the word exists in this sense, certainly not when doing philosophy. Well, we got to find out what philosophy is. Okay, that's what I want to get to the bottom of, what philosophy is. It is a little silly to say that concepts do not exist. Okay, we'll find out, because in physics, only objects can exist. So by definition, so when we put the word concept in there, no, we cannot say that concepts exist, but we'll get to that. If they do not exist, we would not be debating whether or not they exist, and that's treating the word, that's treating every noun in the dictionary, every word as the subject of a sentence. And in that sense, people say, oh, then it exists. And that's the same problem that every philosopher has had for the last 2,000 years, that they've been confusing that which we can talk about, that can serve as the subject of a sentence, with an object first, or a thing, or an anything, a something, and then saying, oh, it exists because we can talk about it. Okay, so that's where the circular argument goes into, and that's why we have to make it crisp in physics and separate objects from concepts, and only circumscribe the word exist to objects. And to say something exists is not always the same as saying it is physical. Yeah, in rational science it is. They are synonym. And she was not saying that that concepts physically exist. Well, yeah, physical, because physical means that which has shape in rational science. It doesn't mean what it means in ordinary speech. And nor was she a physicist just because she was talking about things that existed. Yeah, only physics talks about things that exist. Anyone who talks about, uses the word exist in any way, shape, or form has crossed the line into physics. And that's why we have to make all this crisp, so it's black or white, yes or no, because we get into all these circular arguments where people say, well, I said the word motion. So does the word motion, so does motion exist because I use it as the subject of a sentence? And again, not in physics, not in rational science. In ordinary speech, in so-called philosophy, which is whatever they called philosophy, from all the way from Plato all the way to Sartre, in there they invented all these nonsense words like epistemology, ontology, metaphysics, and none of that has any room in rational science. None of it. We brush it all aside completely.